Don't be in this bitch.
Wait till I come back in the market late night, and then it's just you, and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act all tough? All like this in front of all your people. Tell your mama I said Happy Mother's Day, and then carrying in my face and shit. Like what?
Stand by right here for me. 32 on 10 extend 1 to 10. Spread your legs slightly. I just need to pat you down.
He want to talk about some other like this being shit. This being shit. No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You up here flagging. You're cat.
My son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep it up, his ass going to prison.
T.I. Hyde's worst nightmare might be about to come true, because after years of warning his son King Harris to slow down before he ruined his future, it looks like that moment is finally here. Word is swirling that a judge could slam King with a 5-year prison sentence, 5 years behind bars. What makes it even crazier is that this is exactly what T.I. predicted back in 2022 if King didn't change his reckless ways. And honestly, nobody should be shocked, because the red flags were flashing bright for years. From reckless driving stunts to that viral Waffle House fight, to constantly flashing guns in his music videos, King seemed determined to tempt fate. But the arrest footage from 2024 showed just how far it spiraled out of control. Nearly crashing into a cop car, speeding like he owned the streets, a gun sitting right on his hip, and to top it all off, that old 2022 warrant finally caught up with him. It was like every bad decision he ever made lined up perfectly, ready to strike back all at once. The downfall his father warned him about might have finally arrived, and this time, there's no escaping the consequences. What makes this whole situation even heavier is the timing. Just weeks after getting arrested, King Harris welcomed a newborn into the world. He was online posting about fatherhood, dropping a track called Dear Son, and acting like he was ready to step up and turn his life around. But instead of embracing that new chapter, he's now staring down the possibility of being ripped away for half a decade. So let us break down how the son of a hip-hop legend went from living in the spotlight to potentially facing 5 years in court, because trust me, the story is way messier than you'd expect. It all came crashing down in October 2024, the day King Harris officially spiraled. Behind the wheel of his BMW, he pulled out of a gas station and almost slammed right into a cop car. You couldn't script a worse setup if you tried. The officers wasted no time walking up, and instantly it was bad news. They smelled weed coming from the car, and then spotted the gun strapped to his hip. At that point, the decision was made. He was going in. But when they ran his name, that's when the real nightmare hit. King wasn't just dealing with a fresh arrest. He still had an open warrant lingering from 2022. That case was already messy, involving overspeeding, driving on a suspended license, and a DUI. And instead of handling it like everyone else by showing up in court, he tried to dodge it. A mistake that has now come back to haunt him big time. That one mistake from 2022 sat there like a ticking time bomb, and in 2024 it finally blew up in King Harris's face. The arrest video that first popped up on Badge Chronicles and later landed on Vlad TV is almost 30 minutes long, and it's straight up wild to watch. The footage shows everything: cops pulling King out of the BMW, snatching the gun right off his hip, cuffing him, patting him down, and tossing him in the back of the squad car like it was routine business. King didn't explode or cause a full scene, but you could see it in his face. Irritation, frustration, almost like he knew he'd finally gone too far. There was no slick talking, no smooth excuses, no way out. The camera caught it all. Him being pulled out, hands behind his back, and loaded into the patrol car while flashing lights lit up the street. It was the kind of reality check his father had been warning about for years.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the way.
Does your buddy have one as well? Alright, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety.
You take
okay.
Out.
Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
You sure?
We're gonna be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't sure this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
Even the officers later admitted that King stayed calm and cooperative throughout the whole process. But calm or not, he still ended up spending time in DeKalb County Jail before getting transferred over to Pickens. The fall from flexing online to sitting behind bars couldn't have been more real. Once that old warrant got recalled, it was game over. King Harris went from flexing on Instagram to sitting inside a cold jail cell with the entire internet watching. And that's the part that hits the hardest, because T.I. had already called this out years ago. Back in 2022, when King first started spiraling, his father jumped on Instagram and made it clear, if his son didn't slow down, prison was the only road waiting for him. But T.I. wasn't just speaking like a worried dad. He was speaking from experience, as someone who had walked that exact path before. He knew what was coming, and he tried to warn King before it was too late.
Son, think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
Tip even said it plain, time is going to be his teacher. And now that teacher has shown up in the form of a possible 5-year prison sentence. When clips of King's arrest started circulating online, fans instantly went back to that old video of T.I. talking. The comments were ruthless, with people dragging him and saying things like, "See? He spoke it into existence. What was once a warning has now become reality, and the internet isn't letting either of them forget it." Some people actually felt bad for T.I. Because imagine watching your warning about your own child play out in real time for the whole world to see. But no matter how you spin it, the internet couldn't stop pointing out one thing. T.I. was right. He recognized the energy, spotted the pattern, and tried to steer King back on track. But King, he wasn't listening. And speaking of King not listening, let us not forget the infamous Waffle House meltdown back in 2022. That was one of the first times people really side-eyed him and said, "Oh yeah, this kid is headed down the wrong road." The viral clip showed King locked in a full-blown screaming match with Waffle House staff. He was puffing his chest out, going back and forth, trying hard to look like the toughest guy in the room. But instead of looking strong, he just came across entitled, out of control, and desperate to prove himself. Even T.I. couldn't excuse that one. He went live afterward and admitted he was straight up perplexed, genuinely confused about why his son stopped what he was doing just to argue with a short-order cook. He couldn't wrap his head around why King felt the need to match that energy in the first place.
So what I'm saying is, they wasn't
talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File out your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
And if the Waffle House drama wasn't embarrassing enough, the gun situation that followed really proved how far off the rails King was going. Remember when T.I. and Boozy had to check their sons on camera? That was another moment fans said King was spiraling. And fast. That clip went viral for a reason. King Harris and Boozy's son, Tootie Raw, were shooting a music video. And instead of focusing on the music, the entire set looked like a trap house. Guns everywhere, props turning into statements, and it was clear the whole vibe was going off track. That's when the fathers had to step in and draw the line. You can actually hear T.I. in the footage practically pleading with them. Why are you all even toting guns when you got girls right here? Talk about love. From there, it shifted into a full-blown lecture. T.I. broke it down step by step, warning that one wrong move with a gun, or even having drugs in the same space, could land them straight behind bars. And the thing is, he wasn't even coming down hard. He was trying to hand them the exact blueprint to avoid the same mistakes he made in his own past.
Treat mine like you treat yours.
Why y'all got so much time, bro? Why y'all always gotta have?
What is it about man?
It's not illegal to have.
Well, in the manner in which you portraying in the lifestyle, it don't look legitimate, sir.
Cause I'm not supporting no whore. I'm not
Ain't doing.
I'm not.
What kind of parents don't support their kids in little goddamn slide?
Right, bigger than you.
Popping it. Is there a over there? So just go the square pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise their hand.
I've been seeing him around too here, like.
You gonna raise your own hand?
I've been seeing him around too, like that.
Well, when you got
Get angry, get angry.
I know.
When y'all got
around those people, they call it's not a possession of and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony.
Yeah.
Thank you. Amen.
Fans praised both T.I. and Boosie for that sit-down, saying it was refreshing to see fathers guiding their kids instead of letting them spiral unchecked. People were hopeful that this would be the wake-up call King needed, but the problem was written all over his face. He wasn't really listening. His body language screamed defiance, and even in that moment you could tell the lesson was flying right over his head. King might have heard his dad's words, but he definitely was already absorbing the message, and that's what had fans really side-eyeing him. Because it wasn't just the reckless music videos or the hot temper anymore, it was his personal life that started making headlines. The biggest shock, when King popped out with a baby mama that instantly had everybody talking. The mother of his child, who goes by Big Nana, was rumored to be much older than King, and the internet ran with it. People didn't hold back. Some swore she was only with him for the money, others blasted her as a clout-chasing groupie trying to lock down a check. Either way, the age gap became the center of attention, and fans couldn't stop debating it. But King? He couldn't care less. Instead of hiding the relationship, he leaned all the way in. He threw Big Nana a full baby shower, posted proudly about the pregnancy, and when their son was born in November 2024, he couldn't stop bragging. For the shower, he went all out, celebrating like everything in his world was perfect. He followed it up online, proudly talking about his newborn son, as if fatherhood had instantly changed him for the better.
A lot of people hit me up like, King, I know you tired. You ain't getting no sleep. And the truth be told, before this look, I ain't been getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just been outside working, lifestyle. You know, lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house.
He even dropped a track called Dear Son, writing about stepping up as a dad and captioning his posts with heartfelt words about the responsibility he was ready to take on. To the outside world, it looked like a turning point, but behind the scenes, the trouble was just beginning to boil over. November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr. Time to take over. That was King Harris's caption when his son was born. And for a brief moment, it looked like fatherhood might actually humble him. For a second, people thought this could be the turning point where King finally stepped up and changed his path. But the timing couldn't have been worse. While he was holding his newborn and playing the role of proud dad on Instagram, his arrest video was going viral, reminding everyone that trouble was already waiting for him in the courtroom. The saddest part? Nobody was even shocked anymore. Fans had been saying for years that King's wild behavior was going to catch up to him. And now it had finally come full circle exactly the way people predicted. If a judge really slaps him with 5 years, don't be surprised if T.I. looks more hurt than angry. Yes, he warned him. Yes, he tried to guide him. But when it's your own child sitting in shackles, that pain cuts deeper than any disappointment. And if you've ever watched their podcast together, you know the bond between father and son is real, which is exactly why this would break T.I. down in ways people might not expect.
Man, get out.
So I ain't know
Get
Tupac was
out.
an actor.
Get out.
I thought that was a lookalike Tupac. And
What are you talking about? You never seen Juice?
Yeah, I did. I
You
thought that was a
never seen
lookalike
No,
Tupac.
What about when they say Tupac Shakur on the screen?
I ain't see that.
Come on, bro. What are you talking
I don't
about?
watch the credits.
How could you embarrass me like this?
And let's be real, it won't just hit the family emotionally. It's gonna hit T.I.'s image too, because now the world is watching how the King of the South handles watching his own son crash out in front of millions. People are already dragging T.I., saying he failed as a father, that all the money, fame, and wisdom in the world couldn't stop his son from spiraling out of control. And if King really gets sentenced, those voices are only going to get louder. The irony stings because T.I. has always branded himself as the OG dad who knows better, the one who dishes out life lessons and tough love for the next generation.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of woosah yourself outside of the public opinion. Then I think, you know, because I tell you what, I have the greatest, most extensive family photo album. I can document and like, I could go back to when King was Eris's age. I can go back to when Major was my granddaughter's age.
But one thing about Tip is clear. No matter how messy it gets, he's never gonna turn his back on King. He has said it plenty of times. He is gonna love his son through the highs and the lows. So even if he's disappointed, best believe he'll be the first one standing by King's side in that courtroom, showing that Bond doesn't break under pressure. And of course, the internet lit up the second the arrest footage and court updates started making rounds. The reactions were wild and all over the place. Some folks clowning him, others quietly impressed by how calm he stayed, and plenty just hoping that maybe this whole situation is what finally makes him get it together. One fan put it bluntly, "King is enjoying every minute, knowing he might go viral. He knows the cameras are on him." And honestly, you can see it in the video. Even while getting cuffed, King stayed calm. Maybe a little too calm, almost like he knew this was just another clip for the blogs. No shouting, no fighting, just playing it cool as if jail time was part of the brand. Then came the crowd calling this his so-called street cred moment. One comment read, "That man finally got his street cred. He's been telling y'all he outside." And that right there shows just how twisted this whole situation is. Instead of focusing on his newborn son, people are talking like he's chasing a jail record just to prove he's real. The internet flipped it into clout, when really, this is a life-altering mistake unfolding in front of millions. But not every reaction was harsh. Some folks tried to give him grace. One supporter wrote, "He gonna be fine. He's been doing good since his son was born, so I'm wishing him blessings. He handled himself well." That is the other side of this. People holding out hope that fatherhood will finally ground him, even if prison ends up being part of the lesson. And for T.I., this is like watching history repeat itself in the most painful way. The same system he once fought to survive is now tightening its grip on his own son. The worst part? Deep down, T.I. saw this storm coming. So don't get it twisted, this isn't just King Harris wilding out for attention. Tate's mate. This is the very real possibility of prison time, the very real consequence of choices stacking up, and it's the realest test T.I. has ever faced as a father. Because if a judge stamps that 5-year sentence, King's story won't just be another viral headline, it'll be a lesson written in stone, one that will follow him for the rest of his life. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you on the next one.